to you when you pose your hand, if you want to get started now before we add wrinkles and fingernails or wait till after. I did put an American Sign Language alphabet in your bag with everything else, so that's completely up to you. What we're gonna do right now before we add anything else is I'm just going down my fingers and I'm just gently pinching in the parts of your finger sort of around your knuckles, around the places where your fingers bend. It just gives it a little bit more realistic look because when you look at your fingers, they're not exactly the same width all the way down. So first, I want you to find your popsicle stick, and you're gonna put it right at the end of each of your fingers and just gently press. I'm kind of moving it to the sides a little bit, and then you'll get an indent of a really easy fingernail. Super easy. You can flatten it out if you need to. It's up to you how long you want them to be, how far down your finger. Don't make it like halfway down, but that's completely up to you. This is a really, really easy way to give off the impression of fingernails. I'm not taking any extra clay and adding it on top. I'm just giving it a little indent, and then you've got a fingernail. Super easy. If you want to, like I said, flatten it out, smooth it, up to you, okay? The next thing that we're gonna do, you're gonna take your sharp tool, and yours does look a little bit different than mine. I couldn't find any more of these, but take your sharp tool and you're gonna look at your hand. Look at all the wrinkles. Remember when we drew them in class, we used the plexiglass to really get our wrinkles of our hands down. And I always start with my palm first. So remember, we've got those 3 really deep wrinkles in the palm of your hand that we talked about. You've got one that usually starts in between your pointer and your middle, and then the other 2 kind of start at the base of your thumb. Go ahead and sketch those out. The easy part is, if you mess up, smooth it over, erase it, and just do it again, okay? Don't press super hard. We don't want it to look like it's going down really deep into your hand. We're just lightly sketching in all of your wrinkles. So just go finger by finger. I started with my thumb. You can start with any finger you want, and look at your hand as a guide. You can see that's what I keep doing to get all my wrinkles in, and I'm just kind of wiping off those little clay parts that are coming up, but just go finger by finger. Try to get all of your wrinkles in there, start at the base, and just work your way up. Not pressing super hard. We're not trying to cut off any fingers. Just take your time. So now that I'm done with my palm and I just went back and added lots of those little wrinkles all around my hand, it's time to flip it over, and we don't actually have too much more left to do. We're almost done because there's not a ton of lines on the top of your hand. You just got your knuckles. Anywhere where it bends on the top of your fingers, you're gonna have some lines. And I didn't really press too deep on my fingernails, but I did kind of go back over that little line that your popsicle stick made. I just added a few tiny wrinkles on my knuckles. I didn't do anything super deep or crazy. I just wanted to give the impression of some movement there. So just use your hand as a guide like you did for your palm, and just keep on going. Now it's up to you whether you want to do a pose for your hand or not. If not, and you're happy with it, just put it back in your bag and bring it back to school. I'm going to let them dry at the school because they are really, really fragile when they dry. So don't worry about anything else but finishing your wrinkles, fingernails, and a pose if you want to. Happy sculpting, guys.